Hi everybody, welcome to Get Into English. I'm David, and today's question is, why aren't I making progress? And the first thing to tell you is you probably are making progress, but you just don't feel it. It could be because you're studying English 1 hour a week, and that means you progress a little bit, but maybe not enough for you to feel that you're making the progress. So the question really becomes, why aren't I making enough progress, or how can I make more progress? And so logically, the first thing to tell you, it seems logical, but a lot of people forget this, is that you need to spend the time on English, or whatever you want to achieve, whether it's dance, whether it's to get better at sport, to read more books, whatever it is, you need to spend the time. So I think at a minimum, you need to spend about 5 hours a week studying English, 5 focused learning hours, preferably 10, but it's not always realistic. So maybe 5, I think, is a good minimum, and then you'll see that your learning each day builds upon what you learned the day before. So that's really going to help you to put the time in. So that's the first thing. The second thing to ask you is, what are you doing with the time that you're spending your English on? For example, if you are doing 5 hours a week, how are you spending that time? You need to be more active and efficient as a learner and not just passive, because you can do things like listen to the BBC and say, yes, I'm doing English, but are you really doing English? Maybe you're just listening to the music in the background, or listening to a program, to the BBC News in the background, and you're not doing anything. So I say to you 2 things. First of all, spend more time on English, and second of all, spend that time more efficiently to become an active learner. So to give you an example from the BBC, when you listen to the broadcast or any news program, you could write down the headlines that you hear, or you could listen for the vocabulary that you think is important or worth remembering. You could write down the main events that you listen to. If you're watching a film, you could write down the plot, the story of the film, and then write a review of the film after you've seen it. So you've changed from being passively watching it to actually actively producing something. That's really important. I would say that the top 2 things: spend more time and spend that time actively. To give you another example, imagine you have a lesson and your teacher walks in and they talk about their weekend. Normally, a lot of people just sit there, but you can ask questions. Oh, what did you do? Did you see a film? How was the film? Then you can say more about what you did. The idea is to have that active interaction, to show that you're listening. The other point is that the more active you become, the more it's going to help you when you take an international English exam, like FCE, CAE, IELTS, because you get marked on your ability to be active. To give you another example, when you are speaking with your partner or with your teacher, your ability to respond and to give extended answers in your discussion, that's part of your speaking mark in the speaking exam. Yeah, so I hope that helps you a little bit. I have a longer article on getintoenglish.com, and please feel free to check it out. Please do, and I'll see you again soon.